Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Lounge with La Salle. I'm your boy Alex. Love, virtual hugs to everybody. I love you and I miss you guys. I'm really excited to have this opportunity to talk about a year in COVID, to talk about education in COVID, which I feel has been like the one thing this year that has taken a huge blow, especially with like remote learning, with the schools closing, with the schools opening back up. So I have the perfect opportunity of having actually like my best friend in the entire world on the show, who is a kindergarten teacher at the Harriet Tubman Charter School in the Bronx. Alcides Marte.
Hola, everybody.
What's up, friend?
What's up, best friend?
What's going on? Good.
I'm happy to be alive, first and foremost. That's about it.
For sure. I'm with him on that. I've been wanting to get him on the show for a while. So this was like the perfect opportunity to do so because I knew we speak all the time, so I know exactly what his days are and what he goes through, literally having to deal with like 27 kids, and then also, worrying about all their learning. So just, tell everyone a little bit about yourself and then we'll get into some questions regarding education and COVID.
All right, well, my name is Alcides Marte, as my best friend said. I teach kindergarten at the Harriet Tubman Charter School. I've been there for 6 years, and I've been with kindergarten specifically for about, for 5 years to be exact. So you could say I love the munchkins. And I'm in school as well. I'm in graduate school at City College for the school education and getting my master's in special education. So, I'm just all about the kids right now.
Go best friend, go best friend, go best friend. Yeah, get the
The
coin.
coin's gotta
Get the
come
coin.
in somewhere.
What made you want to become a teacher?
Honestly, I've always worked with kids. Like, all the community programs, what do you call this? The nonprofits. I worked with a lot of nonprofits growing up. A lot of after school, a lot of summer youth, things like that. And kids are funny as
They're good.
I don't want to say. Can you say funny? Can I say funny as hell?
Yeah, you could.
Kids are funny as hell,
they are,
and it's just they're inspiring, and it just feels good to feel like you're kind of putting a seed in the earth and see where it grows.
No, that's true. And it's like even like constantly, Alcides knows my entire family. So there's like all these times where I'll like voice note him messages from my niece talking and stuff, and all we do is laugh because they're joyous. Like they add like light into the day, and you never know what you're gonna get. And a lot of the times you get the things you wish you would get from adults, but that you get from children because for some reason they seem to be a lot smarter than we are.
Exactly.
But nonetheless, so you teach at the Harriet Tubman Charter School, and you teach kindergarten. What do you love most about teaching kindergarten?
I love that you just feel like, well, again, the spontaneity, but I also love that for me, kindergarten is an investment because you don't really see.
It's the foundation.
Exactly, it's the foundation because, at my school, kindergarten is the first grade because you have some schools that are, pre-K. But essentially, I'm their first person that they see, in kindergarten. I'm this figure that I mold them. I tell them, you're smart, go, 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 because you have some teachers that, unfortunately, are not as nice. So you're really you're the difference in their life, essentially, whether they want to be studious and, go after their goals, or, you can raise someone that goes down the wrong path. So
with everything that happened in the beginning of the year with COVID, what was the feel in school, like in the hallways? Like what were the children thinking? Because I know I could imagine for us as adults, and that being like a tedious sort of like, few weeks of trying to figure out exactly what was going on and how we were gonna get sick and how we were gonna get better. I could imagine for kids who are really young and just, living the world as they know it best, which is freely, what would you say is the impact that has had on the children that you work with from COVID?
It's so much because, it depends where you work at. I work in the Bronx. My school is in the South Bronx. The school is in District 9, and it's the most, it's the poorest congressional district in the United States. So the kids that I work with, they have a lot of needs. So the biggest impact on their lives is just having someone, a consistent figure that's like, okay, despite the madness that's going around, like we're good. You know, like we still, and it's hard, but you still have to, you know, go to school. You know, and some kids, it's hard because some kids, like now that we're doing virtual learning, thank God my school, you know, opted to do remote. Some kids don't have access to the smallest things as internet, and that affects their attendance. And then if you're not in school for a certain amount of days, they call ACS. So it's very.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. What would you say regarding kindergarten students, but students in general? Like, what qualities do you think children look for in a teacher, and what do you feel like you offer your children that they may not get at home, or that they may not get from mentors or people in their neighborhood? Because I know I actually go to a barbershop a few blocks away from his school. It's not the greatest area, and it's one of those areas where you constantly have to be aware of your surroundings. So, and I know a lot of those kids are from that neighborhood. So what do you think has those kids coming in every day to have you, Mr. Marte, as their teacher?
I feel like I bring a sense of.
Because you sure gonna be my teacher. I'm just kidding.
No, I feel like when they come to me, they're getting maybe what's missing at home, meaning a sense of purpose. You know, like we tell kids, oh, you know, you have to go to school, but you know, essentially when they go to school, you're exposing them to different alleyways of what you can do in life. Whether you want to be whether you want to be a teacher, you want to be a lawyer, you want to be an entertainer of some sort, like that. And that's why school is so important, because you're introducing kids to different prospects of what they can do in life. That's the most important thing to me. And also a sense of support. You know, like we don't know what kids are going through at home. You know, social emotional learning is heavy, especially this year. But we don't know what the kids are going through at home. You know, parents can be in abusive relationships and they can take that out on their kids. You know, kids might not have enough to eat. And you know, the older brothers might be, you know, it's just a lot of issues that you don't know what a kid is going through at home. So just to be that sort of, that light, that support system, I get off on that. Just being like, oh, you know, it's okay. And just even teaching kids like small things, like it's okay to make mistakes. I don't know about you, but I don't think us as, you know, Black people and people of color, we're taught to always, you know, you have to be on top of everything, you have to be perfect when you step outside of the room. So just that sense of comfort.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I know even for me, like school for me was always like, I loved school. And I actually had a teacher named Sorrel Rodriguez, rest in peace. She passed away a few years ago, but she left a huge impression on me. Like she was a huge mentor of mine after I left high school, and we followed up with each other after. Like we would meet for lunch, and we would also like meet for happy hour and spend, you know, holidays together. And you know, I have maintained a good rapport with her daughters after her passing. But you know, teachers, you know, really are more than just teachers. You know, in my life, they've actually become like lifelong friends. Oh, well, what personality traits do you think now with COVID that teachers need to have with their classroom?
The first, I would definitely have to say patience, just because you need to have patience with the children, patience with the parents when they, you know, contact you at some disrespectful hours of the night. Patience with yourself, because it's a learning process, being behind the screen and having to develop lesson plans and stuff like that. And another trait I would say is to be spontaneous.
That's a good one.
I know myself, I'm somebody who, like, I get wrapped up in the itty bitty details, and sometimes I'll, you know, you want it to be perfect, but sometimes you just gotta let things, you know, let it hang, be as they may, and
be as they may.
And that's where the best content comes out.
And lastly, regarding COVID, regarding everything this year, you know, schools closing, schools opening, surges, blah, blah, blah. What's your interaction like with parents?
The parents maybe want to do this. Well, the parents, I interact with them via this app called Remind. It's like not a social media, but it's an app that I use to communicate with parents directly. You know, if we're gonna do an assignment or a project's coming up, hey, you know, this is here. You know, it's due, it's coming up. And then sometimes, even though I don't like to, I'll call them if an issue is really like, hey, you know, your child hasn't been in school. But, you know, thank God my parents have been good for the most part.
So
They've been patient with me. Yeah, so.
Good. Well, good. Listen, I'm proud of you. I love you to death. And I think what you do with the children should always be applauded, because it's something that, like, I would never really be able to do. And I know many others wouldn't be able to do it. So I commend you for your tenacity, for your endurance, and also for still sticking with grad school and finishing that out with everything that's going on. So thank you for being a part of this. Love you. I'm always here if you need anything. And I want to dedicate this episode to my dad, who passed away in April of this year due to COVID. I love you, I miss you, and thank you for everything. I also want to dedicate this video to Norma Oquendo, who also passed away this year from COVID. She was the mother of one of my best friends, one of my dear friends, Ileana. We love you both, we miss you both, we pray for you both, and we hope that you're resting in peace. So thank you guys so much to anyone of you guys who have lost someone, or who are going through like any mental, you know, anything mental, because I know it takes such a toll. Pray first, rely on good friends, do something that makes you happy, and love up on yourself. I love you guys.
Social media handles?
Social media handles.
So mine is on Instagram, maestro.mars. And yeah, and on Twitter, it's maestro_Mars. So you can follow me there. You can hire me. I can, you know, do some private tutoring. What's good? You know, I'm here.
Go. And you know me, I'm at Mr. La Salle, MrLaSalle. And all that information will be in the link below, all the handles. And once again, love you guys. Be good. Stay safe. Wear a mask. Wash your hands. And subscribe. Like and subscribe. Love you guys. Salud.
Cheers.
Cheers.